Welcome to #FinanceMaster, a weekly show where Anders Liu-Lindberg discusses the latest trends in finance and accounting. Kick back, relax, and enjoy this week's show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the #FinanceMaster show. It's the last episode before I go on holiday, and definitely looking forward to that. But didn't want to cheat you for one final episode. And of course, we are finishing up our series about hacking the annual wheel in finance. We talk through all the main processes from annual reporting to month end to budgeting and so on. And now we'll try to look into the future. How would that look? How would work finance function of the future look? And we do that today, and we'll continue that after the holidays, at least my holiday in August. I will try to look towards finance 2035. We'll evaluate the likes of McKinsey, Deloitte, and others, how they see finance 2030. And then we'll just try to push it a little bit further into the future. So I hope that you will be with us for that too. And I can see already lots of people are checking in. That's so wonderful. Hello, Afam, Elena, Tan from Vietnam. We also have Fab here from Brazil, Felix from Kenya, Karima here from Big Villa Technology, probably in India, I could imagine. Also, Ali checking in. So please do keep let me know where you're tuning in from. We have Haley checking in from Tennessee in the US. Morning. So definitely keep us posted on where you're checking in from. Fes as well from Egypt, I believe. Great to see all of you here. Hope to see many more of you as we get going. But we'll talk about the futuristic annual wheel of the future of the finance function. We are recording this, of course, to be released as a podcast on all your favorite channels. We also on video now, so we're live on YouTube. Hello to everyone tuning in from YouTube. If there's any one of you, we're closing in to 500 subscribers there on YouTube, so please go and subscribe and check it in there. And you can find all the recordings live on YouTube in a few weeks as well. Then they will keep coming, like the podcast episodes as well. So you can also see the recording if that fits you better. So you can follow us anywhere. You can check in on the content anywhere, and definitely all the opportunities in the world to check in. And I can see the messages keep coming in here. We have Houston tuning in. Hello, Houston. I lived in Houston for 2.5 years, so great to see Houston checking in as well. Cheng from Indonesia, Cyprus checking in as well. Lovely weather there, I'm sure. Also, Ben from Cambodia, and Steve as well, hoping I'm avoiding the uncertain European weather. I'm going to Crete actually, so staying in Europe, but it looks very nice and sunny down there with 30 degrees Celsius. So that's going to be nice, I believe. Anyway, enough small talk. Let's try to get into to the content. So this morning, European time, I released another blog post in a newsletter, Trends in Finance and Accounting. 315,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? Called What Work Will Keep Finance Functions Busy in the Future. So our best estimate is that it's likely still the annual wheel. It makes sense to have an annual wheel. It includes annual reporting, month-end close, quarterly forecasting, budgeting, and strategic planning. During the past 2 months, we have covered each of these processes. If you missed any of them, you can go back, check the articles, check the podcast coming out soon as well. We released the dreaded month-end process just last night in the podcast, so you can check back in there as well. We have shared hacks to improve each of them, some more radical than others. We have done so with the aim of reducing the time spent on the processes and making them more effective. It's a utopia to think that the annual wheel will disappear or even transform significantly. Many of these tasks are bound by compliance and control must-dos. Still, they could be reduced to minuscule duties that hardly require thought and effort to complete. Others could stand to see complete transformation, like budgeting to beyond budgeting. It should prompt us to imagine life in a futuristic finance function, where work is done very differently. Likewise, we should consider what capabilities are needed for finance and accounting professionals to be working in such a function. Imagining a future like that will pave the way for making the right changes and choices today to ensure we and you are future ready. In this final episode of this series we've been running here about the annual wheel of finance, we will then consider how processes in the annual wheel could be carried out in the future and what work finance professionals would be doing. Before we dig into it, though, I have a question for you. Does the future finance function make you excited or concerned? And I'll let you think about it for just a little bit, because we actually ran a poll on this. I asked you on LinkedIn if the future makes you concerned or excited. And based on, previous polls and discussions, lots of people, also people appearing on the show here, I would have thought more people would be concerned. But almost 90%, that's practice speaking all of you. You're excited. You're excited for the future. And you know what? That makes me happy. That makes me excited as well, because it is an exciting future. It truly is. We just have to grab it. And we'll, of course, talk more about that. So just checking in here. We also have Sydney, Australia tuning in. That's also nice to see. So keep letting us know where you are tuning in from. And if you have questions of your own, not just the questions I asked you, feel free to put them in the comments as well. And I will be happy to bring them up. We also have Nadim saying Hunza, and maybe that means hi as well. Natasha from Brazil, Anita from Poland. Also nice to have Poland here. One Achilles from Kenya, Vietnam again. Abdurrahman says he's excited. And then comes a very long question here. I'm not sure we can cover that in the show, but we'll try to get to that afterwards. Also, Besma saying she's excited. So keep the comments flowing in. And let me know, are you excited or are you concerned? So Besma is excited. I hope to see many more excited people out there. But if you are concerned, maybe you're not comfortable sharing it here, feel free to send me a message afterwards on LinkedIn. Happy to discuss with you what makes you concerned, because you shouldn't. But the work that you need to do in the future might be different. So that's what we need to talk about. Also, Rahul here tuning in from India. So great to see all of you. Okay, so what does this future look like? We'll say continuous production, constant insights. In the future, it's fair to assume that the production of numbers will be fully automated. This is made possible by seamlessly integrated financial systems operating on, for instance, a blockchain-based or similar technology. As production is fully automated, it also enables a zero-time close, where month end is no more. The close is done whenever needed, and it's likely to be more event-driven than calendar-driven. Let's say something significant, could be good, could be bad, happens on the 16th of a month. Do you wait until the end of the month to see the impact? No. Press the button, see how it impacts you. Specifically, disclosures for annual reporting will be built into the production schedule as well, making the financial part of the annual report a non-event. Moving from the past to the future, forecasting process will also transform from a 4 to 6 week quarterly event into an event-driven click of a button exercise. And when I say 4 to 6 weeks, I mean 4 to 6 weeks, because again, I asked you on LinkedIn how long the process takes. And the average was around 4 weeks. Now, we said quarterly forecasting here, but I also asked you, how often do you forecast your financials? And more than 50% actually forecast financials monthly. I guess, logically speaking, you cannot be running a monthly forecasting process that takes 4 weeks to be doing nothing else. So likely that's kind of a simple update of your financials, or maybe it's just a quick forecast that takes no time, but we spend a lot of time in forecasting, right? So imagine it's just a click of a button. This is enabled by machine learning driven forecasting models that, through integrated planning and forecasting systems, consider both financial and non-financial data for the forecast. You may recall the first LinkedIn Live we did, we had the IBM on here talking about how to do the automated forecasting. So it's definitely possible. Don't think it's something in the future. It's there today. Alternative scenarios can easily be modeled using natural language processing models, while the potential impact of different action plans can be built on top. As both past and future will be ready on demand, it almost removes the need for a budgeting process. Instead, There will be a constant monitoring of strategic progress and reallocation of resources to more promising areas of the business, from areas that stagnate. Most of this process will either be automated as AI-driven models continuously suggest adjustments to reduce allocations based on feedback from actual performance and potential strategic realignments. Sounds exciting? I think so. And lots of people here also being excited, maybe not just about that, but being excited about the future of the finance function. And you should be excited. It is a really, really exciting future. We also have Ukraine tuning in here. I hope you are safe uh, out there. It's definitely not a nice time. More India, Greece tuning in here. Yeah, I'll be down in Greece soon. Maybe not where you are, Evangelina, but I'll be on Crete. Looking forward to that nice holiday there. More and more people saying excited here. So that's great. We have a question also here. Can you share examples of organizations that have successfully transformed their annual bill process? What can we learn from their experiences? In addition, how can finance teams ensure accuracy and compliance when adopting new technologies for annual reporting and strategic planning? I think a great case study to look into is the Microsoft case study, not with Microsoft tools, everything else, but Microsoft Finance Organization. They, for instance, transformed their forecasting process from a 3 to 4 week process involving 800 people in different shapes and forms to a 2 day, almost click of a button, driven by 2 people. Different machine learning driven models coming up with the outcome, increasing accuracy of the forecast as well. I think that's a great example. Myself, I've done month-end closing earlier in my career and transformed the process from a 3 to 4 day close to a 1 to 2 day close. Now that might not sound like a lot, but that's still a 50% reduction. And the satisfaction of closing a book in a day, that's huge. Because that meant I could send a flash report to management after just 1 day, giving me time to further analyze the numbers. On maybe workday 6, we would share the full management report, now reading around it. So it does come with a lot of different opportunities. So just sharing a bit of insights there. We also have a longer reply here from Hallie saying, yes, she's always excited to see finance and accounting continue to be a business powerhouse driver. However, I will continue to keep internal and risk compliance concerns in the forefront, especially as AI does continue to grow and expand among companies as well as personal users. I think that's a great insight as well. We need to control the technology that we let loose in our finance organization. So we need tech savvy accountants, controllers that can stay on top of technology, that can implement new standards, new rules to ensure that the finance operation machine still runs perfectly, right? So I think that's great that we keep that in mind as well, and don't just mindlessly give the finance function away to AI or others. So great insights there. Also, Olivia turning in from Portugal as a Brazilian. Nice to see you here. We also have Stella from Uganda, Darren from Namibia, and Amha from Ethiopia. Wow, so many great people tuning in today. I love it. Just keep it coming. And if you have questions as well, feel free. We'll bring it up, as you can see on screen also. So this will elevate the finance professional to a strategic finance professional. Key to this is an ability to use the constant stream of insights flowing from the always-on production processes of past and future insight-generating machines. Oh, that was powerful in itself. This will enable management to make the right strategic choices and course correct as soon as it's needed. And it will also push us from being reactive in insight generation to being proactive, both mining the data, of course, yes, we are doing that today already, but also asking hypothetical questions. How could we increase revenue by 10%? How could we decrease cost by 5%? How could we transform this part of the business into something that's more future ready? You have to have the answers right away. Now you have time to, together with business leaders, to dig into these things and drive a lot more value creation. So, question for you. Can you see what we have described here happening? Or is it just wishful thinking? I'll take the voice of the people here as well. So definitely let us know. Curious to hear that. We have another question coming in here. uh, from the same person. How can finance professionals add strategic value to their organizations in the future where traditional finance processes are heavily automated? Well, like I just said, be out there with the business leaders, helping them solve their biggest priorities, using the technology-driven engine to come with new insights, to mine the data, to help qualify the choices that they can make. That's what we need to do. It's a people to people activity rather than just analyzing numbers and spreadsheets in a cubicle, not talking to anyone. So it's transforming the work that we need to do. And we'll get back to the capabilities that we need to make that successfully as well. Then we have Khalid turning from Saudi, Al-Hamid from Egypt, Allah from Iraq, an interlude from Philippines as well. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Then we have a LinkedIn user here saying, sounds like an ideal future state. The challenge with tech and AI is a reliance on the past, whereas IASB, IFRS will be continuously changing new standards to create new work and accountants employed. Yeah, exclamation mark. And yes, you will need technical accountants that are technology savvy to make the rules run. So that's one of the three career paths I've also outlined earlier in this show here and other places. You need people that are data savvy that can mine things. You need technology savvy people that can control the engine, and you need business finance people that can be out there with business leaders making better decisions. So thanks for bringing that up. Lots of great engagement today. I'm loving it. Please do keep it coming. Let's talk about the endless data universe. What is that? So beneath the future front end of the finance function is an endless universe of data, expanded from a data warehouse or data lake or whatever we call it today. Finance now has access to not only financial and non-financial data, but also external data relevant to the company's overall goals. This also extends beyond quantitative data and into the qualitative data field through the use of emotional AI. This takes the temperature of the context in which the company operates. This includes both macro and micro sentiments. If two countries clash, it leads to an automated recommendation of what course correction would be needed. Certain topics gain traction on, let's say, social media, for instance, products and services can almost immediately be adjusted and marketing campaigns tweaked. This generates never before seen agility, in which companies can act in sync with the environment around them. It goes even further. Through advanced and predictive analytics, companies can leverage the data universe to predict what will happen in the future and anticipate the demand for existing products and services, as well as the demand for new products. So you can reallocate your resources much, much faster. Not only will this drive significant value creation for the companies, but it will also create a much more sustainable approach to business. The simple reason is that the paradigm will drive a much more efficient use of resources since they only allocate it to areas where there's a real need. It will limit overproduction and put a stop to the creation of products and services with no real demand. It almost sounds unfathomable that the future finance function could drive such a big impact. However, it's absolutely possible. Even with the technology available today, it's all about setting the right ambition and training people to make the most of what's available. Second, it's about stating what are the desirable capabilities, human and technology-wise, for those to be developed. Setting that expectation today will make the development path much shorter and the time to impact much faster. Before we talk capabilities, here's my final question to you for today. What steps are you taking to future-proof yourself as a finance professional? Think about it and let us know, because you must be taking steps. Kumar from India, again here from Iraq. Great to have you all here. We have Helle saying here, finance professionals are well at many things. Research and utilize the numbers to help continue to show trends and support business initiatives. Yes, that's exactly what it's all about. Felix here saying he's also confident about the future of finance. However, I believe alignment is very important to make this successful. Team alignment, process alignment, and strategic alignment. For sure, finance doesn't live in a silo. We don't, right? We work together with other parts of the business, so we need alignment with them. And we also need alignment inside the finance function. For instance, if accounting and FP&A are not aligned, it's going to spell mayhem as well. So great point there. Isha from India, we have a user from Ghana here, Morocco, and Fanny from Indonesia. Wow, so many people tuning in today. Love it, love it, love it. Uh, yeah, something about Microsoft here as well. Maybe we'll leave that for another day. But just keep that coming in, and let me know, what are you doing to future-proof yourself? That's really what's key. Okay, so what capabilities are needed for future finance professionals? In reality, where most of the work we do today is automated, it will be natural to feel demotivated. If finance professionals, or if you out there, do nothing different, their work will be indeed gone, and they'll be left without a job. However, throughout time, humans have always evolved with the context surrounding them. And it would be unnatural to believe it wouldn't be the case in the age of AI also. It's a fair question to ask, though. What exact capabilities one should start to develop today? Okay, let's take a look at that. We see four main categories. Business skills, always relevant, right? We are in business. How does this actually make sense? The ability to understand how we make money and how we must continuously transform our business model based on a constant stream of insights we receive. This also includes strategic skills as well as risk management. To keep a critical mind toward the AI-driven recommendations that will land on our desks. Technical skills. Forget about coding or building the tools needed to leverage the data universe. Other people will do that much better than us. But you should understand how to specify what's needed from the tools and be able to leverage the output from advanced analytics capabilities made available to your company. More importantly, will be your ability to solve critical business problems through problem-solving capabilities. You're not expected to have all the answers, but rather be able to facilitate the process. You need people skills. In a world where that is lush with insights, it becomes critical to separate what's important from what's not. You can't analyze your way to the answers. Rather, you find them through building relationships with business leaders and zooming in on their agenda and what are their critical priorities. Solve for available insights and apply the right ones to your stakeholders' challenges. To get buy-in acceptance, you'll further need to develop your influencing and communication skills. AI can't do all that. Finally, leadership skills. Change is the name of the game. This requires a high degree of change leadership and self-leadership. First, take care of yourself and change with the context to remain relevant. Then help others grow through the same kind of change by being a role model and giving specific guidance and tips on how to succeed in a technology-enabled world. It's almost like being a lifeguard, right? To save someone, you have to save yourself first, and then you can save others. Finally, as a people leader, spending time with your team members when they interact with their stakeholders becomes your primary priority. It's the only way you can help them develop further. Forget about looking into systems and processes and checklists and what have you. That may be all great, but it can't tell you how your team members are interacting with other people. You need to observe that first. You may have heard about the need for developing these skills before. It's certainly not the first time I've talked about it, not in this show as well either. However, how many finance functions can you actually point to where these are not in short supply? Probably very few. If you have questions, please do keep them coming in. Always happy to check them out. I'm Nada here from Egypt. We have Eric saying, utilizing SAP and Analytics Cloud. Yes, great products there from SAP. Also, other tech companies are developing great stuff as well. So definitely do that. Raman from Somalia as well. Love it. Happy for you to tune in as well. And Hallie keeps the good colors coming in here. Just remember, numbers, not always necessary in today's finance and accounting world, have driven so much in our world and for centuries, not just in business, but like technology today in the science and history. Yes. So we need number savvy people always. Mathematics is a science that has stood the test of time. So numbers will not go anywhere for sure. Also have Rona here tuning in from Philippines. We're coming towards the end of the show, but if you have questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If we don't get to them during the show here, we'll get to them afterwards on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or whatever you're tuning in from. We'll definitely get to them. So, what tagline could we put on the future of finance? I've said this already when I published the ebook called Welcome to Finance Function 4.0. It's a finance function that's driven by humans, enabled by technology. So no, future finance function is not run fully by artificial intelligence, at least not for the foreseeable future we can look at. It will do a large part of the work. However, finance professionals will have taken on new tasks and drive tenfold value creation that they do today. This is not a depressing future seen from a human perspective. In fact, it is a very exciting future which places the finance function at the center of business. The future is ours to grab, but it's also time to make things as concrete as possible. That's why after the summer holidays, we will start our new series titled Finance 2035. Here we review the progress and the predictions made by McKinsey, Deloitte, and others when it comes to Finance 2030, and push the predictions 5 years further into the future. Remember, when they made these predictions, for instance, there was no generative AI, which is transforming business and finance as we see it today. As usual, we're keen to hear from other finance professionals who make predictions about the future of finance. This is an open invitation to share your views and take part in a series of quotes or be insight providers or be interviews. You can come on here and link the live show as well. Talk to me about it. The world is watching and we want to know what you think. For now, reflect on the questions we've asked on the show here. Does it make you excited or concerned with the future? Can you see it happening, or is it wishful thinking? And what steps are you taking today to future-proof yourself? This is really what you should be thinking about. Coming towards the end here, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, all the great interaction, great comments, great questions, people tuning in from all over the world, from Sydney, Australia to Houston, Texas, and Tennessee. I believe we've had almost all of it. We've also had Latin America, we've had Africa, we've had Asia, we've had Europe as well. So the whole world is here. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that an honor to have you here? And to all of you listening in afterwards, hope to see you also again live in the future editions of the #FinanceMaster show. And to everyone who tuned in here today, whether it's from LinkedIn or from YouTube, almost 500 subscribers now. We're growing fast, so go there, subscribe to the #FinanceMaster YouTube channel as well. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for telling me about your excitement for the future of finance. I'm excited and I will keep guiding you towards that future. For now, I will go on holidays, but in the meantime, you can, of course, always reach me on LinkedIn. I'm no stranger there, so do feel free to send me a message. But until next time, early August, we'll have the next version of the show. Stay safe, take care of each other, and be excited for the future of the finance world. My name is liu-lindberg, and I'm signing off from the #FinanceMaster show, and we'll be back with you in a few weeks.
You've been listening to #FinanceMaster. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the latest trends in finance and accounting.